Anticipation is building. Tomorrow, Joe Biden addresses the nation in a very socially distanced way with Kamala and Nancy Pelosi sitting behind him, both wearing masks, no doubt. And so we thought we would check in with the Republican National Committee to get their take on what's coming up. Joining us now is Paris Dennard. He's the spokesman for the RNC. He's been on the show a number of times. Paris, thanks for being with us here on the Howie Carr Show. Tell us what we have to look forward to, assuming we watch it, of course. I think the ratings will be somewhat similar to those of the Academy Awards the other night.
Right. If you tune in to watch it, I'm going to tell you what you're not going to hear. You're not going to hear Joe Biden take responsibility for the border crisis. Now, we should hear that because that's what presidents do. That's what leaders do. They take responsibility for the things that they're in charge of leading and fixing and being the head of this country. One would think that he would do that, but you won't hear that. One would think that you would hear Joe Biden talk about reopening schools and following the science and the data on that and pushing for the American people to have that happen. But you won't because he's indebted to the teachers union. I would hope that he would say that he made a mistake. That would be something a leader would do in terms of acknowledging when something is disastrously wrong and it's going to hurt millions of Americans, like raising taxes and the Keystone Pipeline cancellation and the other things that he's doing to roll back some of the deregulation that President Trump and Republicans passed while he was in office for the 4 years. But he's not going to do that. I'm concerned that he is going to try to flip the switch and put out a speech to the American people that makes them think that he hasn't led as a very progressive, ultra radical Democrat. He's going to try to talk like a moderate and ignore what his policies have actually done to hurt Americans of all races, of all geographic backgrounds, especially those in Georgia, where he has the audacity to go down as scheduled on Friday.
Yeah, I know.
And for a political rally after what he did with the MLB. He's just incredible how he decides to do these things and how he thinks the American people are dumb. We're not. We're listening. We're watching. But you know what else, Howie? We're feeling the impact of it. We're feeling the gas prices go up. We're seeing that we still can't get our kids in school. We see that we still can't open up businesses and get back to normal. We just want to get back to normal.
Paris, come on now. You got to
allow us to do that.
Paris, you got to give him credit here. Maybe he's not reopening the schools, but he announced today that he's reopening picnics. Didn't you hear this? Come on, cut 14. Let's play cut 14.
Howie, I'm coming up. I'm coming up to have a picnic with you. We can have a picnic with two people in our circle with our mask off.
You know what, Paris? I was having picnics. I was having picnics before. I was eating outside. I was getting food and going on to the beach. I'm down here in Florida. I didn't wait for Joe Biden to give me the okay for the picnic, but let me just play this cut for you and get your response. Cut 14.
But beginning today, gathering with a group of friends in a park, going for a picnic, as long as you are vaccinated and outdoors, you can do it without a mask.
Thank you, Mr. President. May I have another?
Well, you know what's funny about that clip, Howie, is I believe when he walked out for the outdoor speech,
yes,
he was wearing a mask. And all of the reporters that cover the White House that go on the premises have to pass a COVID test to say they don't have it. So this is all political theater to them. They're not really following the data or the science. It's all just a big game. And the American people are tired of being forced to play in this game with them. We're done with it. We want someone to actually lead and follow the data and follow the science.
How about well, here he is talking about the mask. They even asked him about this. So if you don't have to wear a mask, you're outside. Joe, you were wearing a mask. Cut 16.
Sir, you chose to wear a mask. You chose to wear a mask as you walked out here. What message were you sending by wearing a mask outside alone?
By watching me take it off and not put it back on till I get inside.
He's such a dynamic leader, isn't he, Paris Dennard from the RNC?
I would call it failed leadership. And I think that ultimately the American people are looking at this and saying there's a lot of hypocrisy. That's probably why Gavin Newsom's getting recalled. They're done with the hypocrisy. They're done with the do as I say, not as I do type of things that you're seeing in this Biden administration. And they want someone to just be who they say they are. If he wants to say that he is someone who is looking out for them and putting families first, then your policy should match that. And they don't. Policy after policy, executive order after executive order, it's just been more failed leadership and just things that are not helping. And that's what you see, not just from him because he's the leader of the Democrat Party, but in other Democrat leaders, like the leaders in, I don't know, New York or, Michigan, California. You pick the state, you'll find more Democrat failed leadership. And they take their cues from him.
Well, how about this one here? This came out yesterday that he claims he's so into COVID-19 and the vaccinations, and he saved the world, and he's responsible for Operation Warp Speed. And now it's turned out that when they used to do those conference calls with all the governors, Trump would be in on like 20% of them. Pence would be in on 99% of them, but neither Biden nor Kamala Harris even bother to hook up to these conferences with the nation's governors. And of all people, Paris, you know where I'm going with this. Of all people, the guy who is leading the COVID conference calls among the governors is Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo. Let's play cut 4. Cut 4. He's being asked about his the 9 women who've accused him of assaulting or harassing them. Cut 4.
Do you regret inviting these female aides over, often to help you with technology, your phone, especially after the multiple allegations of sexual harassment against you?
No. I have many women who are working in state government. I'm very proud that we probably have more women in senior positions than ever before. And I think that is a good thing. And I think we should encourage people to hire more women in state government, in private practice, in private businesses, and bring them to the highest levels.
I don't think Andrew Cuomo should be talking about women in private in the same sentence, given the allegations against him, Paris. But
I think this is exactly why people are fed up with the Democrat Party right now, because they put people like Andrew Cuomo, who is the least qualified person to be talking about women's diversity, the least qualified person to be talking about anything on COVID-19, given his track record with the nursing homes and the amount of deaths. Now, he lied to the American people about that. We need somebody in these leadership positions that actually understand that this is not a game. It's not a laughing matter like our vice president seems to laugh at everything that she thinks is all a joke. This is serious business. The livelihoods of the American people are nothing to play games over. And you see that with the point you made. It's all against theatrics. The important calls with the governors and about COVID-19, they put Andrew Cuomo on it. And the crisis and things that dealing with the crisis on the border, they put somebody on there like Kamala Harris, who doesn't even bother to hold a press conference, doesn't even bother to go to the border, to talk to Border Patrol, to talk to business owners and ranchers that have been impacted by this, or visit the facilities where they have kids sleeping literally on top of each other in these makeshift plastic cages. It's absurd. And the thing is, the American people can see it. It's like laughable when they actually say, like, Joe Biden, of all people, are going to lead this nation in eliminating systemic racism, when he is the responsible party who proudly touted writing the 1994 crime bill. It's time after time that the American people are looking at this hypocrisy and double standards of the Democrats in power right now, and they're saying enough is enough. 100 days is not what we expected, because it's been failed leadership and leading us down a path that is not towards economic empowerment, free enterprise, and following the data and the science to help get this economy and our schools back open.
Tim Scott, the senator from South Carolina, is going to deliver the rebuttal tomorrow night. What's he going to say, Paris Dennard?
Tim Scott is an inspirational leader. He is a true leader in our party, and he is the one that's going to set the contrast between what Joe Biden says and what he's done in his 100 days, and what Republicans offer the American people about opportunities in terms of opportunities for children, for families, for schools, for businesses that are all suffering right now. He's going to show that the Republican Party, especially the things that we've done the past 4 years, were things that were helping get this country in a direction that it needed to go on. And I believe it's going to be a very different speech. It's going to be more inspirational, and it's going to be more optimistic, but it's also going to create the contrast, showing the facts and showing the evidence that the Republican Party and the conservative message is one that is going to be able to bring this country back to where it needs to go, especially for us to take back the House and the Senate.
They must be afraid of him, Paris, because they had that hit piece in the Washington Post last week saying, well, he talks about it from cotton to Congress. That's his tagline. And they said, well, he didn't have his grandfather didn't have it that tough. His grandfather was black in South Carolina in the 1930s. And the Washington Post made it seem like he was living the life of Riley. It was absurd.
Yeah. That's what the liberals do. That's what the Washington Post does. When they see a free thinking, independent-minded black conservative, the left-wing media goes after them. They try to go after me. They try to go after, Clarence Thomas, who's on the Supreme Court, as our justice. They went after Tim Scott, not because he was just a United States senator. It's because he was given the response. They timed it towards that. It's unfortunate, but you know what? The American people can see through it, and they can draw the same conclusion like you just did, Howie, and say, you know what? Instead of trying to put him down and besmirch the legacy and the character of his family and his grandparents, why don't you celebrate the fact that even if one side of the family was picking cotton, that even during that time, they had the ability to actually own and buy land so they weren't going to be sharecroppers. And going from that to Congress, to the United States Senate, is still something to celebrate and not to put down. But that is where we are in this nation. And I'm still waiting on Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and other people in the Democrat leadership like Speaker Pelosi to denounce and to call them on them to retract that. But they won't.
All right. Paris Dennard, we from the Republican National Committee, you're the national spokesman. We appreciate you being with us. And you know what, Paris, I don't think I'm going to watch it tomorrow night. I guess you have to, but I'll get the highlights in the morning afterwards. It'll be very short. I missed the Academy Awards for about the 35th, 40th year in a row, and somehow I have no regrets about that, and I have no regrets about passing up the speech tomorrow night. Thank you, though. Thanks for being with us, Paris Dennard. A mother is someone who loves you with all her heart. So whether it's your mom, stepmom, your aunt, or any other strong mom figure, this Mother's Day, celebrate all of the amazing women in your life with gorgeous bouquets from 1-800-Flowers.com. Right now, 1-800-Flowers is offering 24 multicolored roses plus a free vase for just $34.99. We have a rose bouquet from 1-800-Flowers here in the studio. It just arrived on Monday, and it's just really beautiful. Everybody loves it, and the women stop by and they ask where did it come from, and that's the thing. Women love flowers. They may tell you don't bother with getting me flowers.
That's the oldest trick in the book.
Yeah,
I don't need anything. No, don't worry about it. No, you got to get something. Yeah. And the bare minimum is flowers. And this is the best deal you're going to get.
I'm across the street from the public supermarket where I stay in Florida. And I went in there early on February 14th, Valentine's Day, about just when the store opened. And there were these desperate guys. Some of them were like EMTs, firefighters. They were coming in just looking for anything. And believe me, I said the other day, you don't want to be that guy come Mother's Day. Mother's Day, I think, may even be more important than Valentine's Day to make sure you have the flowers. And 1-800-Flowers is guaranteed freshness, quality, beauty. This gorgeous bouquet of 24 roses is an assortment of bright colors. It's guaranteed to show all the moms in your life just how much they're loved. And you won't have to hustle over to the supermarket or even worse, a convenience store to try to buy some wilted flowers. Get it done today. I cannot wait to send a 1-800-Flowers bouquet to the mailroom manager because, again, she's like the mom in your life. She says, "Oh, I don't need it," but I'll be paying the price for a week at least if I don't give her some flowers. 24 multicolored roses plus a free vase for $34.99 is an amazing offer. So order before Wednesday. Don't put this off. Mother's Day is coming right up. Order today from the official florist of Mother's Day, 1-800-Flowers.com. To order 24 multicolored roses plus a free vase for $34.99, go to 1-800-Flowers.com, click the radio icon, and enter code Howie. That's 1-800-Flowers.com, code Howie. I'm Howie Carr.
Keep it here. The captain will be back after this.
This hour of the Howie Carr Show is brought to you in part by Apex Entertainment Center in Marlboro, Mass. Apex is now open 100%. Enjoy laser tag, bowling, miniature golf, and so much more.